guys. It is 7 o'clock on Thursday. How is everybody doing today? I hope everybody enjoyed the shows that you watched. I had a good sub day, and we're possibly going to talk about it soon. Now, right now, I'm here by myself. Oh, there's Lady Sanchez. I was just about to say, I might be talking to myself for a minute.
No.
I got Lady Sanchez, so y'all won't think I'm crazy. Hey, Electra Storm and Louisa's out here. So I wasn't gonna be alone, but it was just gonna be my voice talking into the ether.
Well, of course. Of course.
It
Hey,
was,
YouTubers. How y'all doing tonight?
honey, today was something else. I guess. Hey, Orange is the new Orange. I guess we gonna have to. Here's Darling, and Sam will be along shortly.
Yes. I don't
Hey,
now,
ladies.
Bubbles. Hey, darling. I don't know what your plans were, but I would love to start with GH because, baby.
Yes, we can start with GH.
Yes.
Yes, we can
Okay.
start with. We'll
Okay.
start with. I was hoping y'all would say that because I think we should start with GH. Kick on to Days because Days was just really, really good. Ralph and stole the baby, and maybe finish up with YNR because I was gonna try to do a double inset since this is our last show before the holidays.
Sounds good to me.
Um, and I guess we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm probably gonna have to pop on silent, mute for a minute or two, but I'm gonna go ahead and get started on GH because
Go
y'all,
ahead.
Esme had me. I really thought that she was in peril.
Yes.
I really thought
Yes.
she was in
Okay, so she was faking.
yes.
Yes.
Let me tell you, she done laid there and screamed like everybody was like, "Oh my God, Esme's gonna lose this baby," except for the people who don't like Esme. But I give her the benefit of the doubt because I love Esme. But
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Nicholas called Liz, and Liz come running back to the house, and she was like, and so Esme was passed out, right?
Mhm.
So Liz is taking her vitals or whatever, and she looks at Nicholas, and she was like, "Boy, we're gonna have to go and get her to the hospital." And Nicholas was like, "Oh, we ain't taking her no damn where."
Mm-hmm.
Said, "There's Sam."
Hi guys.
Hey, Sam.
Hey, Sam.
Go back out there with your bad audio.
Okay, I
I
had
do
to leave.
not understand this, Sam. You always come up in here crispy like a French fry. Her
She
Crazy.
audio,
do.
her audio
She do
anyway.
every time. Every time.
And then when she come back, it's all fine. It's all good. I don't
That's
know.
her thing. That's her intro now. That's her thing. Sam the static queen. She brings
Yep.
it's on just for her. But
Yep.
listen, I don't want to try to wait for her, but it always takes her. There she go. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, girl, that's much better.
Excellent. I'm so glad.
Okay.
Okay.
Y'all know what? I'm gonna miss y'all over the break.
Me
Well, we
too.
might
I
not
would miss
come
y'all
back
too.
from a break considering they talking about Twitter gonna shut down this weekend because everybody quit.
Pretty, but yeah,
Child.
and for yes, for our listeners who may not be aware, check the hashtags because currently rap Twitter is trending because apparently Elon's I'm gonna need you to be hardcore while I treat you like shit. In the tech
Mm.
community, that don't get you nowhere. So like 88% of the people who are left at Twitter, they taking their severance and they going on about their business. So the wheels are coming off the bus.
It's everybody's gonna leave. Everybody's leaving.
Pretty much.
Well, I
So
don't know. I don't care what them people doing down at Twitter headquarters. As long as they ain't trying to charge me no money, I use the
Ain't gonna
burger.
be nothing for you to charge for. Ain't gonna be no more.
it's gonna stop working. It's
Lights
gonna literally be you. The app is gonna stop booting up if they don't have nobody at the place.
right.
Oh, okay, okay.
They
I
but
feel
we
you.
said your girl lights out, shut down. They dead. Twitter is gonna be deceived, is what they're saying, because 88% of the people said, "Fuck you, we're gonna go find new jobs." Everybody quit en masse. Everybody's gone. So, and Elon said he was
Elon.
going to hire
Mm-hmm.
somebody else to run the company because he doesn't have time to do it. Well, sir, you don't need to worry about that no more. It's dead.
It won't be nothing to
Mm-hmm.
run.
You
There
ain't
will be
got
Well, yeah,
nobody.
nothing
we'll
to
find a
run.
place. We'll find a place to meet up because, to be honest with you, Twitter has become so toxic that I would not really. At this point, I couldn't. I wouldn't miss its demise.
Yeah.
For ease of access, I would, just because nobody, even though this has been a great opportunity for someone to come up with something to fill the void for Twitter, and no one's quite gotten it right yet. So everybody's kind of falling back on the stuff that they already have, like IG or Facebook or Tumblr. And there's this thing called Mastodon, but people say it's like complicated because it's like built by subject matter, and how you connect with people who aren't in that subject matter is weird. So I'll miss Twitter just because it's easy to find everybody.
Yeah. And all of y'all.
We can always go back to them grandmas at Facebook. Well, I'm on Facebook anyway because I was trying to brand my little thing. So Soap Troubles with Bubbles is on IG and the Facebook. If you look, I can be found there. I think
I can rock with the IG. I think I followed you out on IG today.
I think no, you.
I got an IG too, so.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna have to go follow you so I could still. That's why I was posting my detail. Like, look, if this place go close down, this way y'all could find me, because things looking a little sketchy.
We out here.
Yeah, we could need somewhere to go. I didn't know that. And Bubbles, I didn't know you were on IG. I'm gonna have to find you.
Yeah, because we fix to be like refugees out here talking about, if we get separated, I'm gonna meet you at the big tree by the fork in the road.
Now I know I followed you on Twitter, so I got your Twitter page.
All I know is this much: if Soap Twitter gotta go back to these message boards, Lord mercy, put the coins on their eyes. They're not gonna be able to take it. Not with how they used to wilding out on Twitter. The message boards are not what they used to be. They not built for this kind of fighting no more.
No, the message boards calmed down, because I remember when the message boards were wild. You could do or say anything on a message board. Didn't nobody care? It was wild.
Yeah.
It was new.
Mm-hmm. Well, since we didn't
on their YouTube.
Yes, Can-Can's out on the YouTube. Hey, Can-Can.
What's up, Can-Can? Oh, and so we also have this YouTube page. So if y'all ain't following us on YouTube, because you can at least get here and get the show on YouTube or Anchor or Spotify or Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, I already said, Amazon Music. Like, you're going to find the show. We just have to find each other so we can talk. Because I don't talk. Yeah. Vicky Langer says she doesn't do Twitter. Vicky, how do you interact with people on social media?
Facebooking it?
She said IG. She got an IG.
IG. Okay.
Yeah, I think IG is going to end up being the default fallback, because it's the one that most people have.
Yeah.
I still don't know how IG works, y'all. Like, I don't get it. I've had an IG.
I know.
As long as
I understood how it worked when it was just to look at my family's pictures, but all this other shit like IG shops and all this other crap they got on there, I'm like, you know what? Y'all doing too much. Fix it, Zuckerberg. Take it back, turn it back.
Like, when it was great before Mark Zuckerberg bought it. It surely was. But I don't. He said, Stefan said IG is toxic too. How the hell do they figure out how to be toxic on IG when I can't even figure out how to get to people's posts? Well, who are the IG geniuses? Because I need a tutor.
I can track a bitch in IG.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in there, but like with Twitter and Facebook, like, I know how to go find the people that are following me that I want to see. Like, stuff just comes up, you know.
You do it the same way on IG.
It's the same way on IG.
Stefan says they even got Bold on Reddit. I might have to go check it out. I got a Reddit account. I didn't even know they talked soaps on Reddit.
Yeah, they do talk soaps on Reddit. Oh my God, why am I not on the damn Reddit? Why am I not on Reddit?
I don't know. I've had one for like 10 years, but I don't use it for much. I mean, I use it to go like browse some of the more interesting subreddits, but I don't really post a whole hell of a lot. It looks like I'm at a start.
I never even considered going to Reddit. Do you know how much I can write on a Reddit? Y'all, I can do whole ass blogs on the Reddit. Now, who left out the room because I gotta go on mute? Who just left?
Sam.
Sam.
Okay, so when Sam comes back, tell her that she just got to hold on in the lobby because I got to go and give this dog to his owner.
Okay.
Okay.
So the reason, well, they're switching IG, darling, is because, Twitter, they done got so petty. I mean, not Twitter, TikTok.
Mhm.
They done got so damn petty, they blocking people out their accounts just for BS, just for little bitty stuff, using the wrong word, showing maybe an ankle versus a toe, stuff like that. Yeah.
That's
So a
ridiculous.
lot of people are switching over. A lot of people that's on TikTok are throwing up their Twitter IG accounts because you can do kind of the same thing you do on TikTok. You can do it now on Instagram.
Pretty
And
much
it's much
because
safer. It's much safer. They don't have to worry about losing their accounts because apparently, TikTok jail is like the worst jail you can be in. And these influencers, these content creators, they make so much content. These people get paid by this. This is their income.
yeah.
And if they lose their account, they've lost all of their content. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so they
They
can't get it
money.
back?
No, not if they lose their account permanently. No. Sometimes they'll be locked out for 24 hours. But what happened with TikTok, you might get like 3 warnings. And like on that third one, that's it. Like you don't have a system to where like they're just looking at how bad it is, stuff like that. If they warned you once and you come again, like if they have to come, basically it's like a job. It's a 3-strike rule. The first time you're gonna get a warning, second time you're gonna get a written, and the third time you out the door.
Well, ain't that bad a bitch?
What you talking about? What we talking about?
Oh, Sanchez was just educating me on how militant TikTok is and how it's sending some people fleeing back to Instagram because if you get dropped over there, your ass is just dropped.
So that's why IG has come. They got all these new fancy buttons now. Bubbles is what I was telling her is because you have these content creators that have just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of content on their TikTok page. And if TikTok mess around and lock them out and they lose their content, they can't get that back. So a lot of them.
I have a TikTok too. Bubbles and Baby, if y'all want to follow.
I follow you on TikTok.
So what with the thing with TikTok, you don't lose your content. My phone is full because your content, when you make a video, it saves a copy of that video to your phone. And if you want to yeah, so you don't lose your content. Now, I have gotten a couple of warnings from TikTok. I have had my videos banned for content for going against their community guidelines. And then I'm like, that's impossible. But the thing with TikTok is they tend to single out colored people, your people of color. That's the same thing to me. Before anybody talking about, she said colored folks. If you study grammar, then you know colored people and people of color is the same damn thing. They just move the direct object around. But so TikTok has a really bad reputation with people of color, those creators, because people steal your content. They'll repost it as their own and get on Jimmy Kimmel doing the most fucking basic of basics. And no kind of recognition for your shit. Like the black people are who are fueling TikTok. Let me tell you who's fueling TikTok. It's the black people who lost the Vine. It's the black people who lost the Vine because y'all remember the Vine. That was it. And TikTok pretty much killed the Vine. Well, Vine was dying before TikTok even came along. But that if it wasn't dead, that pretty much killed it. But Facebook put up their reels because they were trying to compete with TikTok. And what ended up happening is instead of people creating their own reels, they were reposting their TikToks, which I think is genius because they're not using the Facebook platform for creation. They just using it to publicize their TikToks.
But now, if you lose your account with TikTok, Bubbles, regardless if you have the content in your phone, these creators, I mean, those, because you get so many. So how it goes, darling, is you get so much amount of dollars for the views. How many? So a lot of that goes into play. So it's not only how many videos you put out a day versus a week. It's also how many times your content. So say if your content get like 5,000 views, and they mess around and close your page, but you got people on TikTok that have 3.5 million followers or more, 5.5 million followers, 10 million followers. So if you got a person that's 10 million followers, they're probably getting 1 million views a day, regardless if they got their content in their phone. If TikTok decides to take your page, close it down, because I follow people that's constantly having to start a whole new TikTok account. So now what they're doing is they have to build their views back up, basically. So if you didn't fight around in TikTok, if you didn't mess up with the community guidelines and they take your TikTok page, it's not about having the content in your phone. It's about having to start all over again, because there's these people money. So what Bubble said is right, a lot of it, because if you share, like if I shared my TikTok, or if I post something on Facebook or TikTok or Instagram, they give you an option to share it with all three. So if I do something on TikTok, I can share it to my Facebook page, or I can share it to my Instagram page. So a lot of them now are just going over. What they do is, like Bubbles can do a TikTok video tonight and say, listen, I got a warning. I went over the community guidelines. Y'all follow me on my Instagram page. And you will see a lot of that when you go on to TikTok. They're throwing their Instagram page up because the platform now, the Instagram platform, you can use it just like TikTok.
That's because of the Facebook. That because Zuckerberg owns all of it and he put it all on there because he know that young people ain't using Facebook no more.
That's for the grandmas and the grandpas and the old uncles.
He's really doing that with Instagram to try to keep the younger people engaged, because TikTok is running the game right now. I don't care what nobody say. TikTok is running the game right now, and But a lot of people, the smart thing to do if you're going to be a creator on TikTok is to go ahead and have a backup account.
Yeah.
I have a backup account and I don't use it because it was for when I was going through my meat phase. So most of that content is geared towards meat and eating meat and cooking meat and buying meat and just meat. But my Bubbles page is a little bit of everything. I don't have 2,000 followers yet. So if you don't follow me and you'd like to help me get to 2,000, please go to TikTok and do that. You ain't even got to watch a damn one of my videos. I just need 2,000 followers so I can get to 10,000 followers so I can start making that TikTok money. Because when they start paying you, once you get 2,000 followers.
Sam said that she didn't have audio. Because I know she came back in, but then I saw she popped back out. I thought she was having audio trouble, but I just read her message in the chat. She said she didn't have audio.
That's wild.
So she's coming back in? No, that happened to me a couple of nights ago. I kept losing audio, so I just went out and stayed out.
Did Elon buy a StreamYard too?
Maybe.
That's me being a smart ass.
Anywho, he ain't got no hold on StreamYard because I will die. Where we gonna go for real? Well, if push comes to shove, what's gonna have to happen is we're gonna have to do a conference call, because I can still record on Anchor. I can do live recordings on Anchor. So basically, we would have to do like a studio session and record the episode, and then so it wouldn't be live. We wouldn't be able to stream it. We would have to record and then post the episode. So it's still better than nothing.
Ain't that the truth?
But I make sure that we have several backups in place, just in case the fan wants to meet the poo. We can still be productive.
Well, on the off chance that hopefully Sam can. Oh wait, I see another message from Sam. Oh no, that's you, Bubbles.
That's me.
Okay. Well, hopefully Sam is able to get back with us. So I guess we left off on Esme faking her ass off in Port Charles.
So let's get back to this.
let me get back to how they call Esme's bluff. I love Elizabeth and I love Esme. This thing was everything for me, with Nicholas standing in the middle with his dick in his hand, looking like a dumbass.
Yes.
They come to the room with Esme all sprawled out on the floor. Liz rushes over there. Oh, Nicholas, we got to call an ambulance. Nicholas said, we can't do that. You know we can't call nobody. She said, listen, then you need to go down to the kitchen and give me a knife because the baby's in peril and I'm going to have to do a C-section without anesthesia. Man,
Yeah.
they blew up off that floor. Y'all trying to kill me. Girl, you said it was in peril? But and Liz told Nicholas he can't send Esme out the country. He can't, because she asked him, what the hell is your plan when she has this baby? He said, well, I raised Nicholas without a mother. He's just fine. Bitch, Nicholas is in prison. Spencer. Spencer's in prison right now. Sir.
Bubbles? Is it just me or is Bubbles coming through weird?
No, it must just be you. I hear fine.
Okay, darling. Don't be out here playing with people.
Hello?
So now it's darling. Go out and come back in.
Am I the only one having trouble with Bubbles audio?
Yeah.
Period.
I hear her clearly.
Hold on. So whatever the hell Sam got must be catching. Let me go out and come back in.
Sam, leave your viruses at home.
Right. Don't be sharing.
Well, hold on. Wait. Everything sounds clear now. So let's keep kicking on.
Ain't nobody did nothing but you, girl. Okay. So look, Nicholas talking about, well, I raised Spencer without a mother just fine. And I can do the same thing with this baby. She's like, well, Esme. He said Esme can stay gone. She'll have the baby and she'll stay on that island.
But wait, Bubbles. Liz say, well, don't you think Spencer probably could have benefited by being raised in a 2-parent home? Right. Like he's in prison, mofo.
Right.
So again,
he like whatever.
That's why I'm over here. Why he patting himself on the back for Spencer, bro? Where is your son?
Right, sir. This is not giving what you think is giving.
Yeah.
And have you even been to see Spencer since Spencer's been locked up in Paytonsville?
No.
Don't look like it.
He's been tied up with Esme.
Talking about he gonna be a single dad to this baby. In what universe is that gonna pass? That you're gonna raise the baby that you made with your son's girlfriend, and Laura still don't know. Laura out here trying to bring Martin some soup or some shit because he's still out here trying to figure out what happened to Lucy. Child, and what
in the
happened to
ever
Lucy?
living hell?
Oh my God, y'all! What happened to Lucy? It was Holly. Holly had on a mask.
It was the twin.
Is the one who she had on the Anna mask, and she's the one who shot Lucy. And she had that flashback today because she was down there on the docks looking all chicken and stirred. And then the next thing we know, we see her and we see Lucy asking, what are you doing here? Or some shit like that. And she shot her. And then the next thing we know, she's taking off this mask and turning around and it's Holly. Because she's working with Victor. I can't wait. I can't wait. Didn't nothing else good happen today? Like I can't remember anything other than Esme and Nicholas talking and Laura on the phone the whole time talking to Martin and the whole thing with Holly. Like something happened with that girl I don't like. What's her name? Britt. She was getting drunk or something with Miss Wu's nephew.
Yeah.
And then Miss Wu.
We got Miss Wu today, yeah.
Sam, how's your audio?
I'm in. Can y'all hear me?
Good, yeah.
Oh my God, that was crazy.
Well, whatever it was, you spread it to Darling. So we're gonna have to keep y'all quarantined.
Wow.
We're gonna put y'all in the quarantine corner.
Y'all get to go in quarantine, Sam.
So I'm gonna sit here and be quiet and listen up.
Well, today the last show anyways until after the holiday, so you good.
Yeah, I didn't want to miss it. It'd be good because Days was good today.
Well, we were finishing up GH because GH was good today too.
Oh, good. Let me hear
So
that.
we started with GH, yeah.
Esme
didn't miss
was
nothing.
thinking after all, Sam, and Liz called her bluff by saying she was going to have to perform an emergency C-section with a kitchen knife and no anesthesia. And Esme got up off the floor real fast.
Yes, the damn
So
deed.
I
Liz,
just want to say it was so Liz was so convincing. I mean, at that very second, I immediately said, I told y'all she was the damn hook killer because she was so damn serious. She said, I need you to go down and get this knife because I'm
right.
going to have to perform a
Becky,
cesarean with no anesthesia. And it was that old crazy look because, Liz be having those diabolical looks and shit on her face, her and her son. It's something wrong with those two. So, I was like, man, this bitch crazy. She a damn hook killer.
That
That
Mm.
ass right here in the middle of the floor.
was
So
Esme got
I'm freaking out, Sam. I'm running around. You know that SpongeBob and Patrick emoji you threw up a couple of days ago in the Twitter feed?
yeah, I
I was
remember.
running around the house like SpongeBob and Patrick because I just knew Liz was about to cut Esme open.
You
But
were not alone, girl, because I was like, okay, Esme ain't faking. Liz is over here talking about the baby in peril for real. But then I was like, wait a minute. How can she tell the baby in peril when she ain't even touched Esme except for to pull her shirt down? But the baby
yeah,
in peril because Liz is a nurse. Surely Liz wouldn't be. She was calling her bluff. Esme said, "Oh hell, y'all bitches crazy. This is y'all. This is the bridge too far." I was like, I was damn playing with y'all crazy motherfuckers talking about cutting my baby out my stomach. The hell, he ain't even old enough to come out yet. But then I think she went into labor at the end of the episode because
I think she really did go into labor. I wanted to
Yup.
ask you about that because she said, there that pain is again. She said, there that pain goes again.
yeah,
And I was like, okay,
She
wait a
ain't
minute
far.
now.
She
So
ain't
she,
even. I mean, wait. How far along is Esme? She
it's been
can't be.
4 months, and that's why everybody was like, Maxie was pregnant for 85 years, and Esme been pregnant for 75 minutes, and she's going into labor
I
already.
know. Maxie had like an elephant pregnancy. It never ended.
It felt like she was forever. She was pregnant with that damn baby. Like what? Why are they dragging
mm,
this out?
Angela.
18 months, y'all. We not stupid. We not stupid. She been pregnant from one Christmas to the next. That's a whole damn year.
Yes, it is.
We not slow.
so Marcos, what we think they gonna do with Esme? Are they getting ready to let her lose this baby? Or what? Because then she kind of broke down today too because she's really worried. She felt that pain. She said, damn, there's that pain again. She jumped up off the bed, then she started talking to little Ace, and then she just went into this hysterical crying. And I'm like, what is that going to do to Esme? What is going to happen with this? Are we going to get her somewhere making her demands, or will she end up losing the baby and then they just go that route, you know?
I don't want her to lose the baby because
Man,
that's
Me
power
neither.
she has over them. She cannot lose this Cassidy baby. I don't care what
We
nobody.
need that Cassadine. I agree.
I
We
Mhm.
need
know.
that
If they went through
Cassadine.
all the trouble of letting Esme finally bag Nicholas after all that time of her come hither in him, all of just letting her lose the baby before anybody else gets to find out about this mess and shame Nicholas and have the consequences blow up in his face, I'm gonna be so mad.
See, that's
I
why I
hope
said
not. I hope not. Especially because Liz getting ready now. Liz, it's some shit finna go on, some devilish shit, because Liz already mad at her. She threw it in her face today what she did to her son,
yep.
what she did to Cam. And she told Nicholas, she say, well, let me be her nurse. I will
Mm.
keep your secret.
You
Don't
Wow,
send
so they
her out of the
actually giving
country.
Liz some material.
Yes.
until
So
until
But you
Finn
know,
found a way to co-op it.
Becky's a damn good actress. That's why you got into it today, because Becky can do that shit when they give her material. I watched this show for almost a year, wondering what the fuck was Liz there for. Really, I saw nothing in the
That's been
character,
the
nothing in the writing, and then one goddamn day they gave her that story where she was in a trance or what the hell ever when Finn walked in on
hmm
her. And I was a goner from there on that. And I was like, that's why her fans be complaining. Because they ain't
yeah.
giving her shit.
it is the bane of her fandom that she will take anything and turn it into silk. So they
Yep.
just make sure not to give her anything, and it's been pissing people off since the late 90s.
Well, I could say I'm pissed.
She's the Heather Tom of General Hospital.
But she damn sure
When
she
they
damn
when
sure can
they
do it. I'm
when
not
they
I'm
need somebody to knock it out the park, we'll give her a story, and the fans will be drawn in because she's gonna kill it, and then we'll
right.
just turn it into a Finn storyline. Bait and switch.
Right. Right. But
That's what
Ridiculous.
now they got her right now. If they got her involved with Nick and Esme, that could be interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting until Finn come back in her face trying to figure out why she's spending so much time at Spoon Island. You falling back in with Nicholas. Dude, go
You
worry
know
about
what? I
what
would
your
be so
ex-wife
mad.
is doing this. But she broke up with him, so I'm hoping that means that they are out of each other's orbit.
For good.
I don't want him coming back sucking out no more of her time on the air, because getting her out of that, like, that was her storyline, but it feels like she was out of place in it, because now it's about her daddy and Finn's wife and Finn being mad. Well, what about Elizabeth? Like, what about the ghosts and the who was and burnt down Franco's studio? Like, we still got questions. Who was doing all of that?
Lots of them.
Like, was it just Liz? Y'all just gonna let that go? We ain't gonna never know who was bringing the pictures up in the house. We ain't gonna never know that big ass portrait. We ain't gonna never know who drug that up to the house without nobody knowing. Liz walking around looking sideways at her kids, like, y'all sure y'all ain't let nobody in my motherfucking house? Cause this
Hmm.
by itself. Your little friends out here playing jokes, like, she was really sideways. And now it's just, oh well, Elizabeth is having flashbacks because we had to give her meds to make her forget that she pushed her father's mistress down the stairs.
We were supposed to forget all that shit happened and just
The whole time.
it's
I haven't forgot it because that was right around the time I started watching it. Like right, little few time before that, and I was like, man, what's up with this chick? I didn't know the backstory, but and then they threw her into something else. And as I say, now it's Finn's story and her little boy. I mean, because there's something wrong with that little boy. And I thought I was the only one that saw it until Bubba said something about it the other day when she talked about the Spanish fly thing. And I'm just waiting for this little boy to do something drastic. I don't know. It's something off about him and his mama.
Which little boy are we talking about? We talking about Lucky's son? Oh, hey
They,
guys,
Yeah.
nice to
yeah,
talk
look,
to everybody.
Olivia's son.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He's autistic.
He what?
he's
He's
autistic.
autistic.
Oh, I didn't. Well, hell, I didn't know. I mean, I'm new
Yeah.
to the show, but that's what I kept saying.
They
I'm
got
rooting for
evil
this little
autistic people
boy.
out there too, because that
I
child is
did.
on
I'm
something.
so I didn't know the little boy was something, but I knew it was something off about him. I didn't know they were writing him as autistic.
Yeah,
Is
he's
what I'm saying.
yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
But the autism ain't what's making him off. A child should not be out here getting excited because they roofing adults. Talking about maybe everybody can switch up. Everybody will be tonight. Won't that be fun?
That that will not be fun.
And the adults were like, "Oh, Leo, that's so cute. You drugged everybody. How great! You're such a precocious child."
Child, that sounds like the start of a serial killer movie.
That's what he looked. He was giving me a serial killer vibe. But you see, I'm new to the show, so I didn't want to put myself out there and say the wrong thing. But I just been kind of waiting to see if he do something else, because I'm like, there's something wrong with this kid. Like it's because when all of that was going on, when Finn was walking in her and she would be in her little transit and stuff, and I'm like, man, what this kid done did now? I just automatically assume this little kid is out here roofing some more people. So thank you, Angela, for giving me that information. Cause hell,
Yeah.
yeah. Lord have mercy.
Grow up to be evil. I don't care what nobody say. That little boy gonna
I do.
you
I
know
want him to be evil. We don't have any more evil kids in the stories growing up, Bubbles, like we did when we were growing up. You know, they don't have that now. And I feel
We
like,
got
you know, they've
Rachel.
forgotten their roots, you know?
We got Rachel DeMira.
I was about to say you
Yeah,
got
we
that
got
Yeah, she a
Rachel.
work in
That's right.
progress.
That's right. We do.
She our best hope for the future of a
She
truly
is.
wicked child growing
Mm-hmm.
up to
She
follow in her
is.
parents' footsteps.
Right.
but I want to know what Leo was gonna do with the phone if he could have kept it. Like what you gonna do with the phone, sir? Call order some more drugs,
Mm.
hookers and some guns. Like what you doing, Leo? Why did you
Wait.
keep your phone? Talking about
Oh my
can I
God.
keep it? No, you little hacker. No, you can't keep it. I don't even want him near technology because he terrifies me. That little boy is beyond his age.
I
You
love
are drugging adults, and the adults didn't see nothing wrong with it. Like they didn't go and get drinks from nobody or warn nobody until after. Oh, you feeling fuzzy, girl, because Leo put some shit in the punch.
Oh,
We ain't tell nobody. How you feel? Oh, you fuzzy on the inside. Okay, girl. You tasted numbers. Okay, and smelling colors. Yep, that Leo. Baby, your shit working. They high out here.
oh.
That's my baby.
Mm,
Yeah, like and they were at a party. And Leo is drugging people, talking about everybody's gonna be fucking by the end of the night, mama.
No.
And
Yeah,
I love that.
putting that on autism, but I think it might be something else going on with this kid.
No, he's just being a damn kid.
autism.
Hell
That-
no, he's just being a damn kid. Exactly.
He's an evil ass little child who happens to have autism.
There you go. There you go.
That little boy is a perfectly capable child because you again. When I was 6, 7 years old, I wasn't thinking about drugging the adults at my mama's parties. I did make liquor for, I did offer the deacon a Tom Collins, but that's different. I asked him, I didn't just give him a glass and say, here, go drink this. Surprise, it's liquor.
That's a little bit more than mischievous. I'm not sure what one would call it, but it's more than mischievous.
That boy is going to be the next Victor Cassadine. And he ain't even a Cassadine, but watch.
I would love that shit.
He's going to come up off of
That's right up my alley.
When they do bring him home from boarding school, he's going to be a whole ass male Esme running around doing shit to people.
Well, he's a Quartermain, so maybe that's what they're setting him up for.
Child, I don't know, but his little
He's an
ass
adopted Quartermain, right?
doing shit.
Yeah, he's adopted. He's not a blood Quartermain. He's adopted.
But what was his
Well, you know,
daddy? His daddy was a Jerome, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Ava's brother. Was it Ava's brother?
Yep.
So
Ava's brother.
So there you go. There you go right there. That's all we need to say. He's got
Enough
that
said.
Jerome. He's got that Jerome blood flowing through his veins.
Enough said.
Yep. Are we ready to move on to the next play?
Yes, I think we good to pop in today's because I think there's lots to talk about there.
Girl, I can't even bring myself to talk.
I'm hurt. I know. I was just about to say I'm hurt, y'all. I'm hurt. I don't know.
Rose got our baby.
Because Rob got our babies. I mean, I said it last night in the yard. I knew it was happening, but I didn't expect it to hurt this much, y'all. But I knew it was going to happen, and it happened.
Guess
He
what,
got
though?
my baby.
The wrong way though. They rolled up on raw form. You can't roll up on the
did.
scientists talking about some. Here go a wire.
And leave her in there by himself. Somebody needed to watch his back. With a person like Dr. Raw, he's going to come from behind you. And that's exactly what he did. He locked poor Johnny outside while he was just in there doing the worst to Wendy. And by the time Johnny, they should have went in there. Well, he sniffed the wire out. So we had that precious love scene or romantic scene yesterday where he got Wendy up with the wire. So when they went in, they know Dr. Rolf. They know he's probably would have had a metal detector or some kind of detector that alerted him that somebody was wired.
No,
And it's
These
That's
kids don't
exactly
know
what he told her.
these kids don't know how Roth roll. We know because we watched Roth and Stefano in the 80s.
At
These
least
friends,
Johnny
Mhm.
should have an idea,
They underestimate.
Bubbles.
They're young. Look, I'm gonna be very
Oh
blunt.
my
I
gosh.
love Jen Win and I love Johnny, but they both got the same problem.
Naive,
They
naive,
young and they
naive.
think they ahead of everybody else, just like youngsters are at that age. They think they know everything. They and granted, yes, Johnny is more attuned to it because he's a Demera and he know his family done been up to sketchy shit since before his birth. I wanted to tell him, boy, you know how close you was to being a donation to save your grandpa life when you was still in utero.
Right.
Rolf was about to jack you from the womb and use you to save Stefano Demera's life if your daddy hadn't put a stop to it.
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about. He don't know his no-no. That's what he calls Stefano, his no-no. You don't
No.
know your no-no, baby. You don't know your
Mm-mm.
no-no. No-no was not this kind, cuddly man that held and played with you as a child. He showed you the best of himself, and that's great. So you have these great fond memories of your no-no. But your no-no's a son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Your no-no's a stalker. Your no-no stalks your grandmama. Did you know that? Your no-no been stalking you. Actually, your no-no is the reason why your ass got
Jumped in by the devil.
because your no-no started that shit 37 years ago with your grandma Marlena. So
Exactly. And Ralph was the man who was there every step of the way helping facilitate the process, baby.
exactly. So these kids, Johnny don't know nothing about his no-no.
No, he don't.
He don't know
Not that part of him.
his kind and gentle no-no. He don't know the no-no that was out here about these streets.
Well, I think that's how it probably is with grandchildren. I know how that's how it was with me and my grandma. God bless her soul. I mean, I knew her as, my grandma, my loving
The
grandma.
sweet, sweet grandma. That's
Sweet,
right.
sweet grandma. Hi, grandma, baby. Come here,
Grandma
baby.
was
Do you want
vicious.
this? Here's a cookie, baby. Now that's the grandma I knew. Now the
Yes,
grandma
yes.
the grandmother that my mother and her sisters knew. There was apparently an incident many, many years before I came to this world where when she was a young widow after her husband had passed away and left her with 3 children to raise on her own, and before she got her second husband, well, she was dating this man and he talked to her kind of rough and told her that if she didn't mind herself, he was gonna slap her. Well, my grandmother didn't take too kindly of that. So when he was
Grandma
stretched
was
out
about
on
their life.
and because when he was stretched out on her couch sleeping, she went and boiled her nice little pot of Crisco and turned him into a piece of chicken.
So
Now,
she
That's what they get.
invented the grip, but she invented the grip ball. Oh no,
she did it with
she
Crisco
did it
oil,
out
baby.
green.
Yeah, she put hot grease on him. And so, yeah, that relationship ended really abruptly. Now, had I not heard this from 4 different confirmed sources that were on site when it happened back in the day, I never would have believed it. The only grease I ever saw my grandma use was to fry me some food.
Mm-hmm. But
So I think,
Well, Johnny should have realized they called him No No for a reason. I mean, it's a reason you call him No No.
So listen, Johnny and Wendy, clearly this story for Johnny and Wendy is definitely for the romance. They are playing the beats very well because clearly we can see Johnny and Wendy are attracted to one another. They have this cute, fun banter. Her being scared today showed her youthful vulnerability. I quite enjoyed the dynamic, and I still do love the dynamic between these two. He was like, "Oh, you're getting cold feet." And she toughened up real quick. No, she got it. She got to do this, right? Very adorable. However, does anybody know how they actually figured out where in Jakarta?
Yes, I was waiting for someone to bring this up, Sam, because I was so aggravated at the idea of the plot bunny just making it that Jen Win forgot and just slipped up. Okay, so actually Lee shed some light on this. Jen Win was using a VPN. So on the surface, it did not look like she had left town. So she just told them, I'm working remote, and they just thought she was working from home. But he actually had IT go and hack her shit to see where she really was.
Well, right. I know that's how he knew where she was. But
Mhm.
how did Wendy and Johnny,
Find
after
Dr.
arriving
Ross.
in
Yes.
Jakarta for 36 hours, how did they leave that hotel and go knock directly on Dr. Roth's new
So
laboratory door?
so this is how that happened. So Johnny let her know. He was like, so if Dr. Roth is here, then they're probably not going to be obvious and just call it a lab. So we're going to need to look for something that came up brand new and it's disguised as something else. So Wendy went to work because that's her thing. Like Darlene said, she can bust into anything. So they went down the list just like they went and scooped out all of those pilots and stuff before they went. So she went down the list to see any new and upcoming businesses that could possibly be a front as a lab. And they narrowed it down, and that's how they found Dr.
Right.
Ross.
Because
Okay, so I
apparently
missed that.
Damara, hmm?
I just said I guess I missed that. I don't know how I missed it
Yes,
after watching it twice today.
Yeah,
yes.
apparently Demara has a lot of different properties in that city, and Johnny realized because of Ralph's, technological needs, they needed to find the place that had the biggest energy bills.
That's
Okay,
right.
So
so the
that's
place is a Demera place. I get it.
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah,
it's a Demira
Okay.
building.
right,
That's right.
They look
right,
for
because they
a Demera property in Jakarta, large enough to house, and it's just newly been opened. And oh, that's an odd name. I
That's
got it. Cool,
and
exactly,
cool.
has
You see
and
how
has
exactly.
an
they
outrageous light bill because
That's right.
Ralph would be using tons of electricity in his
Right.
experiment.
So it was
so there
easy
was
to put it
absolutely
down.
no thread left untouched in this story. All this
That's
shit.
right. They covered
Mhm.
all the corners. Yes, ma'am. That's how we do it over here on Days. I love that.
Wendy was very thorough in her.
She was. She's good. She's
Yeah.
good IT. And that's kind of how, and they even played on that too, because Lee found it odd that she wasn't answering her phone. And he's like,
Right.
this my IT girl. She lives and breathes with that phone, god dog. And she takes a bath and brush her teeth with that phone.
Right.
Unless it's a problem, why is she not answering? So that is what made him go access the VPN and to find out where she was logging in from. And so that's how he narrowed the search down to Indonesia.
Now we
And
got
he asked,
Kristen Demera. Now we got Kristen
yes, I was going
Intrigue.
into that. So he
Right.
picks up with Kristen Demera. And
Right.
that's when they realized. So he was talking about it like, how would she be in Indonesia? Like what? Because, they're not catching it yet. And
Because
then
they don't know.
Lee
Because
was
I don't
like,
think he knows Johnny's there. He just knows
he doesn't
she's
know
there.
Johnny's there. He knows she's there. And that's when they went back to that earlier conversation they had earlier last week where they
Right.
were talking and she dropped her phone on the outside the door.
They
Yeah.
And
recalled
that's
it.
when he said, unless she didn't really drop her phone. And Kristen was like, well, what you think? She was actually eavesdropping. And that's how it went.
But
Yes,
that's not just
ma'am.
it. Because at that moment, Kristen Demera told him, you're going to have to take care of Wendy. And
Yeah,
did you see how Lee looked at her? Now,
yeah,
we all know that Lee's father is the power in the family.
that's right.
And Lee's father told him to look after his baby. Y'all
Oh,
remember that, right?
baby. Yes.
Lee had to promise him, yes, Dad, I know, but she actually does deserve the promotion. Yes, Dad, of course, Father, of course, I'll look after Jin Wen.
But he said, if you do now, that is on you. She is your
You're
responsibility.
responsible for
And he
anything
Responsibility.
that
made
Jen Win
it
does.
clear. If you let her in there, she is your
It's your
responsibility.
responsibility. That's right.
So,
So now
boom.
Lee, now Lee is going to have Kristen on his ass. The queen of Damaris. The queen of Damaris. If he think that he's swimming with the sharks, he really done effed up now. So that's
Well,
where
see,
Lee is
that's
at.
moving on to the other thing because now you see that look you said that he gave Kristen when Kristen said, "Well, you're gonna have to handle it. You're gonna have to handle
Yeah.
your sister." Now, so he giving Kristen the same look that when gave Johnny when he was like, I'm about to drag EJ. I'm about to find out what he's up to, and I'm a drag him. And like Wynn told Johnny, now listen, now I know how you Damaris do. But
Right.
that's not how things are done in our family. At the
Family.
end of the day, we're still
Right.
family, and I don't want my brother to get hurt. Now,
Yes.
with saying that being said, he's been on the phone trying to get through to Dr. Rolf. You see, he hasn't even been able to stop Dr. Rolf, talk to Dr. Rolf, or say anything to Dr. Rolf. Dr. Rolf hasn't taken his sister out as well as Johnny. Now, and that's how the story ended. Now, what's gonna happen? What Leah's gonna do? All I can say is gonna be some shit all around the board. And at the end of the day, they still don't know Johnny is with her.
Right. And Johnny's
And
film equipment is somewhere, guys. That film equipment is gonna come into play.
Yes,
And Wendy is a IT person. So I have to imagine that whatever was wired to her was going somewhere live. So it
yes,
can be stored somewhere. I think that they
uh-huh.
both would know better to have no proof. You know what I'm saying? To just
that
assume
they
that they
were
walk
there.
in without proof.
Exactly,
So
exactly.
that's interesting. But I think we both agree, Lady Sanchez, that it has been canon that Lee and Wendy have strong family bonds and ties.
That's right.
Wendy has made it clear today that she hopes that her brother hasn't done what they think that he's
what they
done.
think he did. Hmm.
That's
Right.
right.
She's
She
hoping
still
she's
has hope
wrong
for her
versus
brother.
Egypt versus Johnny hoping that he's right
Hoping
about his
Johnny
Yes,
don't
fault.
even hope he right. Johnny just is a realist. He's seen all the BS between his Demara family and his family on the other side. He just is
Hmm.
not as pure, bright eyed as Wendy, which is another reason why I love their damn dynamic.
I know. Bubble. I was reading Bubbles' recap this morning when she was tweeting, and he was like, "So how does that feel?" I'm like, "Boy, y'all about to fool around and not be able to leave this room. Y'all keep fooling around with that wire too much more."
that's
Well,
right. And I
I
hope
wonder
they
what
would have
Rolf is.
stayed in the
Rolf
doggone room at
So
this
Rolf is
point.
not doing masks this time around. Rolf is changing people's mentality around. What is he
Yep.
Yes.
going to? That's the question. What is he going to convince Johnny and Wendy
Oh my
about this
goodness,
whole
What I
Because
was
I
y'all.
thinking
bet.
too.
Hmm.
That's what I was thinking too, because everybody that's been knocked out wakes up some kind of way.
different,
Yes.
She knocked
right?
Gabby out and she woke up like, oh no, Rolf said he didn't do it and I believed him. Since when do you believe Rolf?
Yes.
She said, "I don't know, but I believe him this time." Isn't that weird? Right
Yeah.
That's the question of the hour.
And
now,
that's the thing. Apparently, he keeps syringes of that shit that he dosed Gabby with on the ready.
right. So yeah, we are in for quite the goddamn adventure for Johnny and Wendy in Jakarta chasing down Rolf because of course Gabby already doesn't trust Lee. You peep that Gabby when she walked in on the conversation with Lee and Kristen that she was doubtful from the very damn
It's
beginning.
it's because she just got two hits at the same time delivered to her by Stefan of all people that make her doubt her her relationship or something with Lee. First, it was the
Yes,
mind. First, it was the thing about Chloe going over from Basic Black to Demira. She didn't hear about that, and Lee was the one who executed that change.
but she
So,
brushed it off. She
right
was like, "Ugh,
then,
well, that's so not important." And I
right,
loved
but
how she snotted her nose down at Chloe, like, well, that wasn't important enough for him to bring to me.
right, but the Gabby Chic issue is a whole nother fish entirely.
Yes,
Since the way that Stefan was talking, he made it very, very clear that EJ had no interest in returning Gabby Chic to her, and that's not the impression she got from Lee.
right. And she is not just accepting Lee's crap. She's asking and she's asking, and now all these little breadcrumbs and all these little doubts is going to build up for Debbie because one thing about her is she's not stupid.
No,
Yes.
she's not. And can I just say that today felt like vintage Stabby.
Yes,
When
the hate
they
And we're
Girl,
yes,
today
talking about
and
them
yesterday,
already
darling.
because that
Today and yesterday, yes.
I thought they was gonna just go and throw off their clothes and kiss today because
Yes,
I was like,
yes.
hold on, this is electric.
It
yes.
was
mhm.
vintage
This is
stabby
what
today.
yes,
Yes,
this felt
yes.
like vintage Stabby. This is what they never could get together with Gabby and
And
Jake.
that's
And
right.
it was so spicy. And then here come Chloe Lane ass. I'm like,
Oh my
girl,
gosh. Playing
The spoiler.
gatekeeper again. Oh yes. I
The
mean,
spoiler.
I was so disappointed in
oh,
Chloe today. I know y'all don't like her. That's fine. I still like Chloe, but I was so disappointed in her today because, girl, you was just snotting about Brady 2 seconds ago, and now you're telling Gabby that you and Stefan are taking it slow. Like, what are you doing?
She actually
and they
said that
need to move
Stefan had
on.
moved on. And
Yes,
Gabby checked
Stefan
her
has
out
he's
moved
very
moved
on.
quick.
He
on.
needs to move
Moved
on.
on with
I
who?
laughed because I was like,
Girl,
I was like, what horse shit? I was like, first of all, the fact that Chloe stood in that office and saw that whole little scene go down and she's still talking about moving on with Stefan just tells me she's brainless. I'm
She's
like,
so clueless.
girl, are you
This, yeah,
stupid?
the whole time they were standing there bickering back and forth, Chloe was standing there, and I'm like, "Girl, you don't belong there. Why don't you excuse yourself? Because
thank you.
Third wheeling.
Thank
Third
you.
wheeling.
you're third wheeling it." And then to say, "Oh well, Stefan is moving on," girl, I don't need you talking right now because you proving where everybody. I'm trying to sit out here and be your stand, but you out here being where everybody be talking about. This is a little bit annoying, and I
Getting
ain't even had my
into
Mm.
all the
second
good
cup of
shit.
coffee yet, and you
Yep.
sit here and then drape yourself on this man and try
Mhm.
Yeah,
to rub it in Gabby's face that y'all are moving.
Moving on.
No,
This is
yeah.
how
And then
Bubbles, I
Together.
know, Bubbles, I know where you coming from. I understand.
Oh
I've
my
liked Chloe
God.
Lane ever since the last blast days, but I
Oh,
only have ever been able to really tolerate her with Philip because
that's right.
outside
That's
of
right.
Philip, whenever she gets involved in these other complicated relationships with these men who
Oh,
have other women's who they are
yes.
with, this is how her personality shifts, and you just
Oh,
be like, "What the
girl,
are you
bye.
doing?"
Girl, bye, Felicia.
I
She
was sitting
is
there
the
looking at
meaning of the word.
shocked, girl. Get out the first off, if my ex is in the room arguing with his ex that ain't really his ex, his widow, his former widow, I'm gonna give y'all some space and some time because I'm supposed to still be licking my wounds over the love of my life who just left me 2 seconds ago. I ain't got
exactly.
no business in here even talking. You know, I'm gonna go get some coffee. Y'all want some over here from the sweet spot? I'm gonna go get some donuts from Chanel's. Let's know if they open today. Y'all can
Speak
sit
on it.
here and check this out. But I'm standing looking at her and I'm like, I feel awkward for her. Like
You
I
just
feel
standing there
uncomfortable.
looming.
She's just standing there in the middle and they just about eye fucking each other.
Right.
Very much
And,
so.
and
And I'm sitting here, girl, I don't give a shit what this man told you, okay? I don't give a shit. He just sat up here and got all in his feelings over the ex-wife's wedding date.
I
Dude,
never feel sorry for her. You know why? Because she every time she gets involved in the middle of these other relationships, she treated like a princess. And then when she finally is rejected, she falls happily and merrily into another fantastic, eligible man or not so eligible. So once she finally gets out of the ointment of Stabby, she gonna end up falling over there where she belongs, and then she gonna show her ass and make you not like her all over again because she never appreciates the wonderfulness that is Philip. He's too good for her.
Look, once Philip got out of his asshole high school stage, I found him much more tolerable, especially in context to his relationship with her. But yeah, this is every time this is what Chloe Lane does, and I'd be like, who be flipping this switch on her personality? Y'all need to stop doing this.
But honey, they just moved her out of Brady Black and moved her into Demera Enterprises, and boom, she's the fly in Stabby's ointment now after she's left the Bristol ointment. Thank God she's gone from
We gonna see
Bristol.
how long. We gonna see how long it lasts.
Well,
Because
let me
Yeah.
tell you something. Now, if we finna roll on into that, Can we talk about how sickening Brady is? Always sapping and sucking up to Nicole like a sycophant.
Listen, okay,
Yeah.
because today I was like, sir, excuse me, but why are you sitting here being her cheerleader when
She always is.
done some of the rankest of the rankest? She just sat here and admitted to stealing your sister's baby because she wanted to keep a man who probably didn't want her.
Not probably, ma'am. She confessed that she kept that. She stole that baby to hold on to EJ. She said, even EJ, one of the worst men we know, even he stayed with me because it was the right thing. No, she knew that she did that to keep a man that didn't want her. But I digress. Carry on.
So it's like, I'm like, look, I'm off. I know when everybody has their turmoils going on, but I'm like, okay, Brady, you know Nicole. You've known Nicole a very, very, very long time. So you understand just how completely up this entire situation really is. And you sitting over here patting her on the head, like, well, you didn't mean to. Blah, blah, blah. Boy, shut the hell up. You sound like an ass clown. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
well,
okay.
he's
You know
done
what?
that
And then you
before.
know that,
Brady
you
has
know,
done that before with Nicole, and he pissed me off with it then, and and he back then, and he's pissing me off today.
today he dropped to another low. Did you know what she
Yes,
said?
yes.
Even after I married Rafe, and even after Eric came back and I knew I
Child.
still loved Eric, I still told Rafe I loved him. And you know what? He said? Well, that's what you thought at the time. And you weren't lying to him. You were lying to yourself, Nicole. You
You
were
know
lying to
what?
yourself.
You
I
know
wanted to
what,
choke the
Sam?
goozle. I wanted to choke the goozle out of Brady. I literally wanted to come through the TV and literally wrap my fingers around his throat until his goozle popped in
Not the
between my knuckles. His goozle.
Sam,
Goozle.
that's why when Kristen drags him and does the things she does to him, I sit back and say, you deserve all of that. Because you see how he be out here in these streets acting? I hate, that Brady today, I despise that Brady. I
Me
despise
too.
that Brady.
Because we did
So
see how
when Kristen
easily.
pick his ass up and get him together and get his head on tight, it's like basically she need him to come and get his ass straight
Right.
because he
Because look
do
at it.
and say dumb shit.
Because
So Chloe
she
gone
sounded so
and he's
stupid.
got his head up Nicole's skirt and all the mess that she's in. You see what I'm talking about?
You
How
see
come
that? You
Brady is a
see?
dumbass?
Yeah. Oh, I understand it. I get it. I get it. That's why everything Kristen does him, I sit back and be like, okay,
Y'all see why me
yeah,
and Lady Sanchez stand
yeah.
Christian? Because Brady
Yeah,
doesn't have a
Brady is
brain cell in his head.
He
He needs a
don't.
woman like
Brady is
Kristen
not
to
getting any
keep him in
sympathy from
line.
me right now.
Hey,
It's
thank
just
you. You know
it's just
what,
not
Sam? You
happening.
put it. I mean, you put it so the way you put it, yes, ma'am. Because he needs the type of man he is, and they have men out there like that. They have these little weak men that just go, Paul, what you need? They got these type of men, and you need these type of women to get their asses straight. And Brady is one of those type of men that Christian have to come and slap his ass back to reality.
Right, because look at him now. Now we talking about Chloe, who was still snotting, who was just snotting about Brady. But look at Brady. He's not snotting about Chloe because he's over there too, blowing very, very hard. He has no oxygen left in his lungs because he's blowing butterflies up Nicole's ass so hard, fast, and long that she can't even catch her breath.
Maybe I deserve this. You don't deserve that. I'm like, Brady, shut up.
Yeah. What
He's
Kristen
trying
needed to
hard
do
to
is come
be.
through the door.
He's really trying hard to be her cheerleader.
He really is.
But whatever. Whatever.
No, I will say I did laugh, even though honestly because Nicole and Rafe equally pissed me off with how things went down with Ava.
Yeah.
I kind of sort of am in this really odd place where I don't have any sympathy for either one of them, but I'm living for people to drag either one of them through the hole.
Yes.
So when Rafe came his ass in there with her laptop and threw it down, and like, oh, you done moved on, eh? Well, this
Listen,
all don't come crawling back over here.
today was dragging day. So between Rafe, Eric, Nicole, and Jada, it was
Mhm.
Yes,
fucking dragging day. And just like you said, darling, I never was a big Rafe fan. I wanted him with
no,
Ava. When he cheated on Ava, I wanted him to pay.
that's
Nicole
right.
always got to pay because she always doing dirty. So
That's right.
listen, today was fabulous for the dragging of that quad. Now, how did it begin?
Yes,
It began with Rafe dropping off his
the
Nicole's
laptop to
laptop to
Eric.
Eric. And
Mhm.
Rafe was not holding back on Eric neither. He was
No,
No
like, yeah,
shit,
yeah,
he.
yeah, bro. My wife already told me she leaving me for you. But you mean
yeah,
to tell me she didn't spend the night with you?
yeah,
Huh. He was
mm,
not. He was trying to be a very petty, y'all.
yeah,
Yes,
Oh,
he
he was
was.
super petty because when he went over there and found Nicole with Brady, he was like, "Oh, so you already trying to establish your next move in case shit don't work
yeah.
out with Brady." But
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know
those
what? You do whatever the
bastards.
fuck you want to do, but just don't come crawling back to me, honey, because I ain't gonna want you no more. I'm done.
But you know
Yeah.
what but you know what though, Bubbles? I mean, he has some. I mean, and I know what Nicole has done. And trust and believe, I drag Nicole for the filth she is up and down these streets every day, honey, Monday through Friday. I do that because this is Nicole. This is, I mean, this is nothing new. In
Nope.
other
Right.
words,
That's my girl.
that's Nicole being
This my
usual,
messy.
her
I love
usual
her.
self.
I love
That's
messy
right. This
Nicole.
is Mr. Circles. This is Nicole being her usual Mr. Circles. I expect
Yep.
this kind of behavior, and I love her to death. That's my girl. I ride with Nicole. But wait a minute now, Ray. Wait a minute now, partner. I really need him to come back and take a seat because again,
Oh,
it goes back to Ava.
but that's all
Y'all
right.
sat up there behind this woman back, and you know, and the thing was when Ava, I was so mad because they reduced Ava to being this domestic chick. Now, how you got the mob queen because in here baking this, you know, so and
She was
so
making pasta
cookies
all the
and
time. Making
pasta and
pasta.
Trying
bread
to be
and
somebody
sending
she not to please his bitch
stealing
ass.
plastic, stealing.
But you
So
know,
when Ava saw the connection between those two, what did she do?
they
She
lied to
asked
her.
them. She
Yep.
put them both on Front Street and
Yep.
asked them. She even said, "Look here. If it's something going on, y'all want each other, let me know. I will
Yep.
back on up out of this." And they sat up there and looked at her straight in her
Lied
eyes
to
and
her.
lied to
And
her
then
face.
turned around and cheated behind her back.
You hear what I'm saying?
I got you. So listen, me and you on the same page with giving notes about race in the situation nor Nicole. However, I am
Mhm.
absolutely living for the dragging. Rafe giving
That's
cheap
right.
notes to Eric. And when Jada walked through the door, and Jada was just like, I got business I got to do. And when she found out from Rafe that
He
Eric
was putting
told
her
him that she was
business on the
expecting,
street.
let me
Yeah,
tell you something. I was very happy that she tore into Eric about telling her, talking about her body to her boss. And I
that's right.
appreciate that
Mhm.
Jada is making it clear that she has choices. Y'all got that?
Yes.
Exactly. Autonomy. Stop putting my business on Front Street, you asshole. Nobody ain't told you to tell nobody shit.
And
And,
she's
and
got choices to make.
yeah,
Well, she got choices, but she won't air it.
You
And
don't want
Eric gave she wants Eric, she does. And I don't blame her because look, those two, regardless if Eric was just using her to get over Nicole, Sam, Jada was falling in love. It may have been a one-way street. She may have been the only one falling in love, but now she got a baby that Eric has never had, and he has always wanted one because he
but
just
that don't mean she
recently
got
lost.
to want Eric though.
She want him. She want him,
I
and
don't
it's
want her to want
okay
this
for her
man.
to want him because if she can get Eric, now Eric, well, he is a good dude, but she always gonna have to deal with Nicole.
Right.
Now, when
See,
he
And
and
talked
that's
to
the
her
thing.
Eric
today,
just
I
cheated
think
on her, Lady Sanchez. Eric
he
just
re-
cheated on her with Nicole. What is we
and he
doing?
will do it again, and he will do it again in a heartbeat. But he did tell her today if she allows him, he will be there for her 100%. And if she's okay with that, she will for the baby. And if she's okay with that, he'll be there 100% for her too. And she turned around and looked at him and said, "Do you mean that?" And what we're going to do about Nicole? You see, right there. See, right there, just let me know they are not ready to end Jada and Eric, Sam. We are still going to get that ship. We're going to get it. Because she still wants Eric. And
I
she's
don't want
pregnant
it.
now. She don't want to be a single woman out here on these streets.
I don't
A
want it.
single pregnant woman?
I
What
don't
I
want
think,
Jada and Eric.
what I think is going to happen is this. I think that for right now, because Eric did clarify something very important. Jada has her own space in his place. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, they were doing, double occupancy because they, kind of fell into a situationship, which is the best way I could describe Jada and Eric. And now she done turned up pregnant. So right now, they literally are just glorified roommates. And the romantic aspect of their relationship is for now over.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Eric has found himself in this really odd limbo where he was ready to throw it all away because he did say that him and Jada did not make promises to each other so he could be with
Mhm.
Nicole. But the thing is, now Nicole understood the assignment. As soon
Yeah.
as they was not with each other, she ran to Rafe with the full disclosure and left her diamond rings with him, and he left them in the sale in the waiting room. Which I
Yeah.
really wish somebody would go and pick those up who need some money. Because if people just leaving diamond rings around the hospital, I really want to go find me
Yeah.
some.
And
But
gas price is $10. Really?
Might be worth that much. She's a
Look, we got Bubbles over here spending $100 for chitlins, and they just leaving damn diamond rings around.
exactly, them diamond rings would have been worth some chitlins, Bubbles.
She driving all over the place. She driving 40 miles up and down the no, ma'am. We can get Bubbles can use some gas money. Okay.
Can you
Shit.
Oh, how about I went all the way out there and back and I ain't have no gas in my car and I still ain't
You lucky your ass ain't have to
They just
go
leaving
AAA.
diamond rings around the waiting room. Come on.
I saw that when she handed the rings back. I was like, well, she gave the rings back, okay. And then when I saw him put him down, I was like, what the hell is this? That's what y'all do with marriages in the Salem? That place must be full of rings.
Child.
just like the mantle over there and on that what we call it now, that fashion soap
The fashion soap.
where people just take off their rings because they want to snap a man into his right thinking. Well, just take your rings off and he'll know that you mean business. And then you end up leaving your ring because he said, "Oh, you took your ring off. Okay, I guess I'm free then. Deuces." Because that's happened twice to a couple of people I know over there in Fashion Land, but whatever, it's clever. Lady Sanchez said that she saw a spoiler about the baby that said something different. Electra Storm, what did the spoilers say that you've seen? Because I'm interested. Y'all know that they're not gonna get rid of Marlena Evans.
What's going on? What's going on?
She probably.
I just saw your dinner on over. Oh, she say she saw my dinner that I posted on Twitter. Yes, ma'am, you can have some Electra Stone. Listen, if y'all was all close, I would bring all of y'all hot plates. Okay, I love cooking and I love feeding people.
I did see some chicken wings and some veggies.
I did. Yes, ma'am. So I think so. The spoiler, Bubbles. Are you talking about the spoiler where somebody's gonna die?
No. Electra Storm said the spoilers say different about the baby, and I was asking her, and she says Jada might either lose the child or she was never pregnant in the first place. But girl, Sarah ran the medical test based on the blood, so
Right.
And she said she would run the test twice. So
Right.
She did.
Right.
She is pregnant.
Both of them at the same time. And
So
Sarah
listen,
asked her if she was sure if she wanted to hear that diagnosis in front of Eric. And Jada told her to go ahead. So if anything, Jada might lose the baby, but Jada is not lying about being pregnant if she is,
That's
but
right.
because Sarah told it to her.
Right.
So going back to the spoiler bubbles, the spoiler says it's kind of misleading, and I think it's done purposely. They say someone may die. So it to me it wasn't. It was in the spoilers with the Susan and the Ava in the EJ, them going over the cliff, because we know Ava's going to go over the cliff with Susan. She's going to kidnap Susan. So the spoiler is leading us to believe, I don't think it has anything to do with Jade and her baby. Now, that part can still happen because we know they did it to Gwen when Gwen found herself in a major ship, when she found herself involved with Chavy. So, but this spoiler that I'm talking about is going to be either Susan or Ava.
Well, we
Girl,
already know it
Susan,
would be
I'm going to
Ava, but
die.
it was temporary. Right, because
Ava,
Susan can't, because they just know that we would raise hell. But we would tolerate Ava because we know Ava is just going to come back from the dead anyway, because nobody really dies on days. That's wonderful
right,
for us.
right. But they cannot have
So
Susan,
anybody dying on days is not a big shock.
but except for Susan Banks. They cannot have Susan Banks. I don't care. I don't care. Ken Corday can go fight with his
Or
mom.
Marlena. Right,
Or
right.
Marlena.
Because I just
You
can't.
can go,
Because even when we don't have Kristen, we have Susan. I mean, they just can't do that to us. She's such a wonderful. She's joyful. She brings light, air, and positivity to everybody. We love her.
yes. I love
She's
Susan
awesome.
Banks and her crazy
I
little
loved
way of.
her. She was one of my favorite characters. Remember, I told you, I was when I first started watching Days in late 2018, and she came into that Kyriakis mansion, and it was the same day Rex and Sarah arrived in, and I was Lindsay Godfrey Sarah. And Rex introduced himself, or Sarah introduced Rex or whatever, and said his name was Rex. And she made that face and she said, Rex, like the dog? And I died. I mean, I literally fell off my chair rolling around laughing like, yeah, that is a dumbass name for a grown ass man that's a doctor. And I never forgot that. And Susan's been one of my favorite characters ever since. Love her.
She's fantastic.
Well, you know, people in Salem don't stay dead. So hopefully, if they decide to go that extra mile, honestly, because I don't want to lose either one of them. I don't want to lose Susan, and I
Correct.
certainly don't want to lose Ava. So I'm just
Especially,
hoping this
and
is.
you know, that sexual chemistry between Ava and EJ, I still think about it, because when she bossed up on him, I felt like we really had a true rival for EJ.
Mm-hmm.
The sexual chemistry was incredible. I mean, I'm just like, why can't we have these two villains going at each other, and come meeting at the table every now and then to give off that sexual heat. I need Ava Vitale to come back, and I love her evil like this. I want Charlotte to stay over her shoulder as her evil altar. I don't care. Give it to me.
It makes for good soap. Shoot. And I'll tell you one thing.
It
If they
does.
do, if
And the
I
thing
mean,
about Days that we can't roll out.
I will say this though.
Go
One
ahead.
thing that I'm a bit confused about is this. So obviously, Ava is having. This isn't just strictly revenge. Ava is something is going on with Ava. Okay. Obviously, this isn't just her being
Right.
a hardcore. I'm gonna show you better than I could teach you not to with me moment. Something's going on with her, whatever it is.
Mhm.
And I swear for the Lord, if we get some
Right.
Thelma and Louise shit with the Charlie delusion in the back seat, with them going over the cliff, I don't know if I don't know what to say.
That's going to be amazing, though.
It is.
Um.
It really is.
She's having a full on day.
Wow. Wait a minute. That doesn't it? Right, because he's already not alive.
He's dead. Now, it was
He's
one
Charlie.
thing
He's
for
Ghost Charlie.
it
Exactly.
was one thing for Ghost Charlie to be running around when the devil was, flapping around Salem raising hell. We understood that. But the devil has, he's been taken care of. So there should not be any specters still roaming around the land. That's a delusion in Ava's head, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
and not real close because
Yes,
it's like it's
yes,
right.
it is. But what's going to
Mm-hmm.
happen in our lives?
Okay, Sam, you're having audio
Because this
problems.
is days of our
Sam,
lives.
you're
When
cutting out.
oh,
Sam.
I'm going on mute.
Okay.
You're
I'm
cutting
going
out.
on mute.
Okay, I
Okay.
think you're saying you
So
cut out.
so yeah, so this entire little delusion that's going on in her head that's got her, you know, that's telling her to do all these wicked things. It's like her id or something is just completely taken over, and she's taking her cues from it, and it's all going to blow up in her face before it all comes to an end. So like I said, I hope it doesn't mean that Ava, well, people don't die in Salem, not really. So whether it's Ava or Susan or both of them, I'm hoping that it's a great exaggeration that somebody, dies. And what else was there on today's show? So that's what I was trying to say earlier, and I lost my train of thought about Sam. You back?
I'm back.
Okay. About Jada and Eric. So here's the thing. Jada does want Eric. I mean, she does want Eric. She does. But she basically gave him, she is going to keep giving him outs. And she's going to keep watching him not take them. Because she gave his ass out today. She's like, look, we done. Okay, everything is concluded. Had I not come up pregnant, we would already officially be over. So, you don't need to pretend like you want to be with me because you don't. So, and that's the thing that's going to cause the problem, is that Jada is going to consistently keep giving Eric these outs, and Eric is not going to take them. And that's what's going to start driving Nicole ass up the wall, because not for nothing, she'd already blown out her nest. Okay. She'd already blown up her little playhouse with Rafe. And that's completely overdone and dusted. So she does not have a fallback that she can default to if things with Eric don't happen like she thinks they should, and they're about to not happen at all.
Can you got my audio?
See, the thing with your audio now is that when you start talking, it's fine, but then in the middle you cut out.
Okay.
So I don't know how to remedy it because you went on mute. I don't know how to work through it. So if you stay
right.
up and you talk, we can probably maybe get it fixed, or maybe it'll go away. It could be something with the proximity to your mic, or if I don't know if you on the charger, or if you're using earbuds or not using earbuds. I don't know what's going on. But you're okay right now.
Yeah, go ahead, Sam. We'll just work through it. Okay, well, Sam will hop back in. Wait, is there a message in the chat? Okay. All right. So, yeah. So that is what's going to put the crick in Eric and Nicole, is that Jada wants him, but Jada's gonna keep giving Eric outs. She made it clear today he's not obligated. That he's free to go now, and he turned around and said that he wants to be obligated, that he wants to be there for her regardless of which she chooses. Oh, and can we just go ahead and just say thank you, NBC and Days, for just acknowledging female autonomy and not having this be some ugly, stupid situation where they fight about what she's going to do. He just said it as it needs to be said. I'm going to support you with whatever you choose to do.
Yeah, he's going to be the one that is going to end up being behind her all the time, because she left today. He was like, but you paid your rent. She was like, I don't give a fuck. I'll just go pay my rent over here at the Salem Arms or some shit, sleep in my car, but I'm not going to be here with you. I think she has given him an out because she saw him with Nicole. She's seen him with Nicole several times, and she's just like, you know what? Okay. That's the one point I disagree with on Lady Sanchez. She might want Eric, but she don't want him no more. You know, you might feel like you want somebody because you had feelings for them, but once you see them cheating on you and you know that they would rather be with that other person, you don't want them no more. You're not gonna like that person. Well, sometimes they do on the soaps, but you don't.
It's like Jada's not scheming to get Eric. And yeah, I agree with what Sam just said in the chat. She said point blank, Nicole was about to tell Brady that she messed up her situation just to find out Jada had news of her own. And that's the truth. That really is. And honestly, I will say, because of how this whole mess went down, that had my ass rolling. That Nicole blew up her whole spot with Ray because she thought she was on the way out the door, only for her to try the door and realize the damn door's still locked. Girl, you single as a shingle now, and Eric is not exactly available, and that is what's going to create a lot of tension in the situation, because Jada is not going to be holding Eric back. Eric is going to be holding Eric back, because Nicole was not wrong. She said exactly what the problem is going to be, which is that Eric, despite everything, and despite even Brady said, it's not like we were raised in a nuclear family. I mean, because let's be honest, that whole cavalcade mess between Marlena, John, and Roman was anything but typical. He's like, so it's not like we were raised in a traditional family anyway. And Nicole was right. She's like, yeah, but that's something that Eric wants. He wants that for himself, and he would want that for his child. So it's not going to just simply be a case of he's going to opt to co-parent with Jada because they don't have anything together, but all they have is a kid. She knows Eric ain't going to make that choice lightly. And that leaves her ass out in the cold for the 88th time in 20 years.
As it should be.
Yes, as it should. Well, I'll be honest. Nicole and Eric bought this one on themselves, because the truth is, if they had not been futzing around with each other and just being in flat out denial or whatever the hell it is they call it, whatever this shit is they was doing, she wouldn't have married Rafe in the first place, or would have got the marriage annulled off the bat, and he would have never been available to hook up with Jada to begin with, and there would be no baby. So a lot of this shit is self-created, and it's really on the both of them. Busy trying to make relationships work with people who they know they are not that into, because they were too chicken shit to deal with their own shit with each other. And now it's like it's too late for you to actually deal with it because you're in a situation now. So that is going to be interesting.
It's the best. It's the absolute best. I think what's going on, I think everything that's going on is great, but how they have this Jada, Nicole, and Rafe and Eric situation set up, it's going to be marvelous. And I understood what Lady Sanchez was saying when she said that we're going to get Jada and Eric. Not like we really shipping them, but that's the story, is Eric and Nicole's angst. Because first they was denying their love for one another with their significant others, and now they finally confess their feelings to still not be able to be together. So that's going to carry us probably through all the way through the end of the year.
I think so, especially because you saw that part of the clip where Nicole is going to be kind of getting beside herself because of all the things. Yeah, because of all the things that she don't have to do is talk to Jada about what she's going to do about her pregnancy, because that frankly is none of her business.
Exactly. And Jada has already checked Eric for telling Rafe her business. So it's going, it would be something if Nicole ends up being responsible for Jada having a miscarriage.
Oh, that would be the never living end. So what I'm hoping we do not get, I do not want a redo of the Gwen Abigail story. Okay, so I really, really hope that they ain't about to do no bullshit like what happened with Gwen and Abigail. Because if they do that shit, I'm gonna be mad as hell.
Well, Jada is not the type of character like Gwen, so they would be hard pressed to have Jada faking a pregnancy or blaming a miscarriage. Blaming a
Mhm.
miscarriage on Nicole if Nicole didn't actually cause it. That would be pretty utterly disgusting. Consider that Jada's not even that type of character.
Exactly. So I think have we covered everything in days so we can take this last the time and go and
Stab
power
at
through
YNR.
to YNO?
I think it's time because we have pounded in. I think we're doing a fabulous job with hashing out days the past couple of days.
I mean, they have. Well, that's the thing. Days keep such a regular rotation in their story, since they have 6 or 7 different storylines going on at once. That it's always interesting. Oh, one last little aspect that I wanted to bring up before we shifted. What Kristen said to Lee before Gabby showed up was true. He said, she's basically said that this shit about Rafe, this shit about Stefan being brainwashed is really on you at this point. And she was right. She said it. She's like, the advantage of me being Kristen Demara is that people expect me to do awful shit.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, and I already got what I wanted out of this situation.
Right.
Brady and Chloe are already broken up.
Mm-hmm.
And now, of course, Lee does not know this, but because of her holding that damn orchid over Brady's head for as the cure for Marlena, Kate, and Kayla, she doesn't have to worry about Brady going run back to Chloe anytime soon. So
Mm-hmm.
whether Stefan gets his damn memory back about Gabby is immaterial to her. He's the one who's gonna be shit out of luck if that happens, or if
Right,
what
because
happened
remember,
gets
Lee
discovered.
is the one. This was Lee's whole idea. It was Lee's
Hmm.
idea to enlist Ralph to man meld Stefan. He the one had Stefan held the whole time, wasn't it? Because he wanted
Exactly.
Gabby.
He had him on
He
ice the
because he
last 4 years.
right right because he all that's come we got Lee is because there was always sexual chemistry between Lee and Gabby, and the fandom was just like, well, hell, give us Lee. And Days of Our Lives gave us Lee.
Exactly. So Kristen was right about that. Lee is the one, and honestly, I don't think EJ gives a shit if anybody figures out what he did anyway. But
No, EJ is not going to give a shit. That's why I love and stain EJ as, because he's not going to give a shit. But he's going to be dealing with a possible dead Susan.
Right,
Because
he
I
got
feel like
enough
the
on his
spoilers,
hands.
yeah, I think the spoilers want us to believe that one of them died or both of them died. But I tell you what, Dr. Rolf finna have to get busy, because if it's Susan, they put in the body bag. We already know EJ is not about to let his mama die. So that's why I felt like the spoiler was like somebody might possibly die. Now I don't know if they're ready to take Ava Vitale out, but she has left before, and we got her back a couple of years later.
well, I
So
know this much: Rolf is gonna have his ass on a red eye back from Jakarta back to Salem at this rate.
that's right. Especially if something happened to my Susan. And they better not be ready to take, because this is going to take EJ smooth the hell out. So, yeah, at any rate, he is not going to care about Stefan finding out what they did with him. It won't matter, because at the end of the day, EJ is going to say it was all business. Sorry,
Exactly.
Ralph,
Ralph got
but it
EJ
was
baby too.
business.
Ralph has Johnny right now, so
That's
Ralph got a lot of
exactly.
answering to do.
That's another thing. That's right, Sam. That's another thing. He got Johnny too. Now that is probably going to be pushing it too far, but we don't know how EJ is going to take it, because at this point EJ is ready to accuse Johnny anyway of
But it don't
starting
matter
all of
now.
this. He felt
Jo-
like Johnny was the one. It was his not trust. He knew Johnny had was feeling some type of way behind him, behind Ava, in for Ava
right,
anyway. You
exactly.
hear what I'm saying? So he was mad at his son. So I really don't know what his reaction is going to be
He's
once he
gonna be
finds out that Rolf got Johnny. But
he
when
gonna
he
be mad that
finds
Ralph
out
got
Ava,
Johnny.
huh?
Listen, EJ is gonna be mad that Rolf got his son Johnny. There's no ifs or buts bad.
Well, I
He's
hope
not
Even
gonna.
so.
got
I hope
He
so.
won't be happy
But
about
he's
it.
gonna be. But
right.
what he's really gonna be upset about is
He's
that
that
damn
Johnny took
Ava
his.
got his mama over the cliff some damn well.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna be going, he's gonna be pulled from every direction. And I love it because he's the
That's right.
mastermind villain of the Damaris right now. And it is befitting of him to be at this occasion with all his enemies coming towards him. Now, I need Sammy to appear pretty soon.
We're gonna get Sammy. Sammy's gonna be the one that's gonna slap the shit out of Nicole and the spoilers that we in that big long promo that they
It ain't,
showed the other day. That's
girl.
gonna be
It's not
Sammy
days.
Brady, baby.
It,
That's
it is
gonna be
not days
Sammy
of.
Brady.
It is not days of our lives if Sammy ain't slapping the shit out of Nicole. It's a tradition at this
Damn
point.
right.
It's been time. It's
I
getting a little bit
love it. I love it.
If she ain't slapping her, then that's just. I mean, shit. I still remember the time she slapped her, and they revealed that wasn't even Nicole. Shit. I think
So
that was
y'all
what.
know Gabby's getting married New Year's Eve. She
Mm-hmm.
cracked the joke and asked if Stephen and Chloe was gonna get married for Christmas. I thought that was so damn funny. I
time.
thought that was so goddamn funny because she was piping hot mad.
She was. They were both resentful
But
of each
Stephanie
other.
was feeling some type of way too when she told him that wedding date was gonna be on New Year's Eve. And he was like, now
Yes.
you know what this day means to me. Why
Yep.
you gonna go and do that? I say, now look at them, look at
Now,
those two.
boy,
They know
listen
they
to
want each
yourself,
other.
fool.
Stop it, stop
I was
it.
like, listen, I was like, Stefan, you took the girl just told you just said, she just said, you said you don't care about me getting married. He's like, yeah, but what you going to get married so fast for? I'm like,
Right.
boy, if you don't go sit down, you are so not serious.
Right. Right. And then well, it's the day. It's a special day for me. It's a special day for me. Bruh. It's New Year's Eve. It's a special day for everybody.
I'm telling you, I'm living for Stefan to stop that damn wedding.
Yes, you know what? We are building towards our stabby. We gonna be dragged out our hearts because I just became an Eric Cole fan because of this storyline. So I
Hmm.
am going to enjoy being a tortured Eric Cole fan during this storyline with Jada. I'm even gonna give Jada a break because I feel like she's sympathetic. At this point, she is a single mother, and it's not her fault that she was trusting a dick because she was using protection. So I'm
Hmm.
not even gonna drag Jada at this point. I am going to love this Eric Cole.
Not me, not me. I'm not too much sympathetic for Jada because Jada, they told her, she knew what the business was. They told her about Nicole and Eric. And you see, you went your ass out there, and I knew she had feelings spared because every time she saw Eric and Nicole in some type of uncompromising position, she ran to Rafe. So check Eric, check your dude. What you running to Ray for? But they told you, Jada, don't get yourself involved. So I mean, I got some kind of sympathy because she's about to be a single mother, but not really. Not as much as you, Sam. I give her about
I'm
10%. I
well.
give her about 10%, but you knew what it was.
I guess I'm more sympathetic to her because I mean part of the problem is one, Nicole was married. Okay, so you can't get too much more done with a couple than one of them marrying somebody else. So I guess she
Well,
figured,
that's
look,
true. That's true. I'll
I
take
mean,
that in
so
consideration.
yeah, so it's kind of like it's not like it was some situationship where they were kind of circling each other, and maybe she still had feelings for him, and maybe he still had feelings for her. She went off and married some damn body else. So Jada, I guess, thought was like, well, you know what? I don't know what's gonna happen, but the field looked like it's clear. She done married somebody else. She could have got with him, and she
and
chose not to.
and furthermore, once she saw Eric kissing that girl, she pretty much was done with him. She found out she was pregnant. She let him know she's still done with him. She's not trying to hold on to him with a baby. She was trying to even move out. So at this point, I find Jada extremely sympathetic. She hasn't perpetuated anything or manipulations or lies in order to get Eric. Eric was the one lying to himself and lying to her. And now let me, and I just want to add something,
Mm.
and I'm just going to confess it. Since I started watching the soap, I've never liked Eric. I don't like him as a character stand alone. I'll tell you why. He's
Oh,
supposed to be the preacher. He's supposed to be the religious man, right? Hasn't he done a lot of grimy things?
well, listen.
I remember when Susan was arrested, not Susan, Kristen was arrested for whatever she had done. Probably Nicole stuff where she had Nicole kidnapped and hostage, and everybody thought Holly was dead, but Holly was with Nicole. And Kristen was handcuffed with her hands behind her back to the chair at the police station. And Eric went in there and started choking her neck while she was handcuffed to the chair. And from that moment on, Eric has been like the worst character on Days of Our Lives to me.
Well, you got to keep something in mind when it comes to Eric, unfortunately. Yes, Eric does have a lot of most of my issues with Eric has just been that, he priesthood or no priesthood, he got fuckboy tendencies. He
Yeah.
just does.
Yes.
Can we talk about Y&R?
Okay,
No, we
yeah.
talking.
Well, yeah, let's get to Y&R.
Oh my
'cause, yeah.
God. Let's talk
It's
about it. I'm
8:40, and
sorry.
Amaya is like, "Are we going over?" Because, and I'm like, "No, we talked about everything." And she like,
Okay.
"No, we did not."
All right.
Okay,
Okay. Let's
get to
switch
Y&R.
tracks over to
Okay.
Y&R. Okay, so today's Y&R picked up where things left off yesterday. Adam being a complete asshole. Because I guess he's in his feelings about this entire situation with Chelsea. So Nick shows up at Crimson Light at Society, and he's there to you meet someone. And before she even shows up, Adam is already being petty. And then when Sally show up, then he start being super petty and acting like he got some type of nerve to be talking shit about them meeting up with each other to have a drink in broad daylight. I was like, he's somebody goddamn man. I wanted to whoop Adam ass today. I was like, sir, how dare you? Basically, Bubble said it. He basically called her a brother fucker. And it's like, that's none of your business. She's not your woman. Then he stood up there with that stupidity. He did that shit that people who in their feelings do, where you say something so nasty that later on you really think about what you said and you're like, I knew I shouldn't have even tried saying that shit. Damn. He basically stood up there and said that Sharon, that Sally was like a Sharon substitute, because Sharon's the only one that Nick ever really loved anyway. I'm like,
Wow.
sir,
Who said that?
Adam. He said that to Sally's face with
Oh my
Nick
God.
in Society. I was like, sir, I know
He was
you
so
are.
petty.
Yeah, I'm like, I know you stressed out because of the situation with Chelsea, but sir, you cannot be slinging this type of bullshit at people. This is not their fault. And that is some petty shit to say. Even Sally was disgusted with him because she told him, she said, look, you the one broke up with me. Shit. And she was like, you know what, Nick, let's go, because he ain't even worth it. And they left his ass at the ball. And I'm sitting over here like, bruh, to say that this woman ain't made no definitive decisions and who she trying to go get with, you ain't you're not helping yourself. You're not helping yourself at all. If she was undecided before, I guarantee you she is not undecided now. Silly rabbits, tricks are for kids. So
now that's hurtful because I don't like the fact that he's lashing out at Sally because he's upset with something about Chelsea. That's very gross to me.
It is. And you're gonna love the bullshit next week. But
Well, I tell you what, so my point of view on that is so Adam is wrong too. They both wrong. Adam is wrong because he has no right to dictate who she's with now because he dumped her. And number two, though, I'm dragging Sally all up and down these Twitter streets because first of all, you know what the situation was before you started with Nick because he told you about that. So why would you move on with his toxic brother? So I will drag you for that, Sally, because you're looking like trash right now. So, and I'm mad at Adam too. So Adam is not getting off the hook, but I'm gonna drag both of them. But Sally is with Nick of all people. So now what's gonna happen is she may get pregnant. And I'm looking forward to that because she'll probably think it's for Nick and it'll wind up being Adams. So I'm okay with that. I really don't want her to be pregnant. I wish they would keep the babies out of it, especially with Nick of all people.
I'm not certain. I'm
But
never certain about Sally getting pregnant
I
because
hope
Brad
not.
Bell still
I
owns
hope
her.
not, darling. I hope not. Not my sweet, sweet Sally. But what's gonna happen is
I want
because
my
Nick's
Sally to
still
have a
dealing with
baby.
Phyllis. She dealing with Phyllis. Nick is still dealing with Phyllis, and then he got Sharon over there. He still like to go make woo eyes and stuff at her every now and again. But anytime Phyllis want him, Nick is there. Nick is there. He's loyal.
That's actually part of the conversation that Sally had with him after they left Adam. And, basically she asked him, what do you want out of life? I mean, she just got real with him. And, he kind of broke down, who he is, but also one of the things that she said was that she really appreciates the fact that he is on such good terms with both of his exes that he has children with. And I honestly, I laugh. I
So
wanted to
that
say,
could be
bruh,
a flaw.
if you had come here 10 years earlier, you would not be saying that, man.
Exactly. Because, see, that could be a flaw. I mean, it could be a plus or a minus because on one, it could be a plus because if she ends up the ex, she knows she can always count on Nick. But while she's dating Nick, does that mean it's a revolving doors with all his exes? The answer, yes. Yes,
Mhm.
Sally, run. Run, don't look back and keep on running.
I want
But
my Sally to
she's
have a
going to
baby though.
find out. She's going
I
to
think
find out
it's
about Nicholas.
I think it's ridiculous that Sally Spectra does not have a child yet. I think this is just ludicrous. I mean, unless they're going to have our Sally girl just never have any children,
It's
I just can't bear that.
it's possible because here's the whole problem. The problem is that for all intents and purposes, not the actress, but the character is on loan. She is on loan to Young and the Restless because it's still a Brad Bell creation.
She's right.
Meaning that I don't know if the way that this works, because you don't ever give up rights to proprietary property that you create. So she's on loan. It's one of the reasons why, as much as I would like to say that she would end up in a who's the daddy situation where she gets pregnant, I am skeptical about it because I don't know how that jives with the character still being proprietary properties of Bell Productions. Meaning that on paper, they can say, hey, we need you to write the character out of the show because we want the character back in LA on Bold and the Beautiful. And how they would deal with that if they allowed the character to get married and have children with one of the central families on Young and the Restless. It's like that whole issue we got with Sheila right now, where
It's a
Sheila's where Sheila's GC life and her LA life don't have nothing to do with each other.
Except for it does, because they brought Lauren to talk to Eric about what she did in Genoa City.
Exactly, but
Right.
then
And
didn't even
Nikki
let her
actually
see
went to
it.
Il Giardino and laid eyes on Sheila in disguise.
And also,
Right.
did y'all miss where they said Sheila was going back to the Young and the Restless for a short stint?
I heard that. I heard that because people have been asking about that for the last couple of years because it was like, how the hell y'all ain't got Sheila Carter back in GC at some point? So I will look forward to that just because I know that if she ends up back in YR, they're not going to waste her presence the way that it may be wasted on that fashion show.
And they sure as hell ain't going to domesticate her, have her sitting at the house making steaks for some man.
Oh no,
Right.
Lord.
A broke
So,
ass man. Sheila ain't never been with no damn broke ass man.
no, she gonna be back there to raise hell. Not too much. The other stuff that happened today were Chelsea settling into her apartment and Adam showing up with Connor so that they could talk to her and kind of tell Connor the truth about what happened with her. But we also got Billy and Lily in Chancellor Park, with Billy finally telling her, what went down with Chelsea. Chelsea gave him the okay to, let Lily in on this on what really happened with her. And the thing is, here's the thing. Billy asked the fool because he's sitting up here thinking that, now that Lily knows the seriousness of what happened, then, she should be, okay with me having been kind of an asshole. And the thing is, she's not really okay with it. Yes, she's grateful that he helped Chelsea in her moment of need, that he was there for her when she really needed him and whatnot. And she even realized that he actually saved her life. But he even picked up, he's like, there's this edge in your voice. He's like, what is it? And I'm sitting up here like, bruh, you've been with this woman over a year and you can't tell when she really truly ain't for your shits. And that even with the explanation you're giving her, she's feeling some type of way about it. Not because she's sorry you helped Chelsea or you saved her life, but because it's just another thing in a long list of things that you're doing that don't have nothing to do with her, or you supporting her, or you going to chase off after whatever the hell it is you feel you need to chase off after.
They never works for me, darling. And I mean, it's kind of like a chance. Now, the old Billy, what was his name? Billy Millers. Him and Lily, they had really good chemistry. I love those two together. But this Jason, he's really good. I love him to death. But they don't work. Him and this actor, they don't work. They have nothing. It is nothing there, and it's looking like Chance and Abby at this point. Like, I really need them. It's time for her to walk away and move on. Now, I did see that spoiler. She's going to be hugging Danny. Danny's back. Maybe we can get something. I mean, to make Lily, I can't even ship her for nothing. Like, she's not root worthy for me. I don't like her as an actor. I mean, I felt like they lost their way with her a long time ago. Maybe if they actually put her in a scandal, I might be able to root for Lily. But as of now, I mean, it's dead corcus. Just move on. What else you got?
Well, somebody made a good point on Twitter, and they really were right. They were like, Lily has successfully looked more and more miserable as time has passed in the last few months.
I agree.
And she has. Like, there's been like no moments of happiness or joy or anything in her relationship with Billy. It's just been tension, disappointment, tension, disappointment. And her having
before Chelsea, she was fighting with him, but with Victoria, right?
Yeah, because that's the thing. Billy is always looking for a cause. He's looking for, and Jill said it when she was pissed at him about how this whole thing worked out with him just not being COO anymore. She's like, I'm afraid that you're going to spend your whole life chasing after something that ain't even there, Billy. Because, like she said, she's like, you ain't no spring chicken no more.
Done.
Exactly. And so Jill's just concerned that whatever this thing that he's looking for to make him happy, she's concerned that he's never going to find it, and he's just going to waste his time and everybody else's running after something that ain't there.
Because you know what it is? I'm going to tell you what it is. It's because he always get with these successful women and he feels emasculated. He's never going to be happy. It was the same thing with Victoria. As long as he can take care of Victoria and be the hero and the captain save-a-hoe, Billy is fine. He is absolutely with that. He needs that. But when they're successful, they're outdoing him, just like Victoria. And Victoria told Lily that would happen. The minute Jill gave her that promotion, don't look for Billy to be there, because he doesn't know how to be okay with standing by a strong woman and just be good with being my man. And do you? Because Victoria loved his dirty jaws no matter how or what he was. The alcoholic, the gambling Billy, Victoria loved that. Victor didn't want it, but Victoria loved him. It didn't matter to him. But to Billy, I believe it does. That's why he always finds himself, now he checking for Chelsea, because Chelsea has to be saved. She's weak.
Yeah,
Lily
he's
doesn't
always looking.
need him.
He's always looking for a damn damsel in distress.
Exactly. And Lily doesn't need that. She's strong, she's independent, so he feels he doesn't, he's not needed there. So, of course, now let something happen to Lily. This may pull Billy closer to her. But right now, she is not needed, so Billy is looking the other direction. Give him a damsel. Let him have Chelsea, because they got pretty close on that rooftop. I believe Sam called it when she said we had a moment of chivalry. I mean, let him tend to Chelsea's, because she's always going to be in distress.
Mhm.
You know,
And the last thing that happened was Noah told Allie about Audra and the whole miscarriage issue.
She
And
walked,
oh,
she walked in on it. She had
yes, she did.
oh,
They
so
were
he
at
didn't have
that.
a choice because she walked in on him.
Yeah, well, Allie walked in on him hugging, and then after the fact, she wanted an explanation. So they went back to the club, and he broke it down for her about, how their relationship ended, and that apparently she had gotten pregnant but hadn't said anything, and then she had a miscarriage that she went through alone, and that made him feel some type of way that she went through that by herself, and that,
Oh Lord.
he was almost a father, but he didn't know it, but that, he told her basically that doesn't change anything. She's like, because she's my past and you're my future. You're my present and my
Oh,
future.
really?
And yeah, and then they hug and kiss, and Audra was walking her ass in the club just when that happened. And
Mm,
sees Noah, and Noah sees her, and Noah lock eyes with her, and then she walk away and
mm-mm.
leave. So it's like,
Those
okay,
two gonna
so
end up sleeping together.
I see, if they had not put Noah and Allie on recurrent, I would 100% agree with you.
So you
But
don't think they will?
I don't know. I mean, that's the logical thing to happen, isn't
I
it?
want it to. I
That's what
want
should be
it to.
that's what should be happening right now. And
Yes.
just to dip the toe a little bit into tomorrow's Young and the Restless, since we won't be
Okay.
back until after the holidays,
Yes.
I will say I was wrong, ladies, and you two were right.
What?
What?
Diane makes the decision to tell Jack that Tucker wanted inside information on Jabot from her.
What?
That
Yes.
makes sense because that's.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now Jack is not happy when she tells him this. He's pissed. He's like, here's another damn secret, Diane.
Yeah.
Okay. But she makes it very clear that she's telling him, one, because she's like, I need to warn you about Tucker because he's up to the shits. And she's like, and that's why Tucker is over here screwing with Ashley and using the fact that Jeremy Stark's about to be be released from jail to threaten me. She even told him that Nikki, Phyllis, and Ashley were talking about how they were basically gonna get him to think that she had something to do with him going to prison to sick him on her. And so, she wasn't happy about telling him, but she did say that, this whole mess is basically the shit getting out of hand. And she did end up telling him that she cut a deal to when Jeremy went to jail. She basically cut a deal and got immunity for turning him in. So Jeremy coming to look for her is not an idle threat like those three idiots think it is. He really has a reason to come look for her. She sent his ass to jail.
Snitches get ditches. He coming for her.
And now the other interesting dovetail on the end of that was Jack and Ashley got into it. Because
what?
Yes, when
That's
they
what
got
I've been
home,
waiting on, darling.
now
That's what I need to happen.
Jack and Ashley got into it because when Ashley got home, this is after she talked to Abby. That's a whole other thing. We're going to save that for next week about her talking to Abby about the state of her marriage and what the hell happened, because she told her mama what happened. And that chance wants to end their marriage.
That's right.
So
rightfully so.
Okay, so when Jack comes in, he point blank is like, we need to freaking talk. I thought we had this discussion about you leaving Diane alone. And she basically said, well, look, I didn't mean none of that shit, okay? I'm going after that bitch. And your ass is so partial to her that you're sitting up here defending
That's
her,
right, Ashley.
etc., etc. Now, but here's the thing. He's like, my main concern is Kyle and
Oh, I don't
preserving the
want to hear Jack
relationship he
shit. I
wants
don't want to
with
hear
his
Jack
mother.
shit because you
And
see,
so,
he always want to
well,
come up with the
but here's the
cow and
thing.
the grandchild
But
and the
here's the thing.
baby.
Jack checked her ass. Jack checked her and he checked her right. He told her, did you know that Tucker was trying to get Diane to pass along inside information about Jabot? He using your ass, Ashley. Okay? He's using
But
you.
wait a minute though, darling.
Mhm.
I thought you were saying though the initial, but the end game for Tucker though is to have Ashley run the whole show because I feel like if
Yes.
Ashley had the full information, she can check Jack ass right back. Because you see, I'm still I love Jack, I love my Abbots, but I'm still pissed off how he used that DNA clause to keep Ashley out of her own family company. So I
That
want
was my,
Ashley to
but
come
that's
back
the
for his
problem.
ass.
But Ashley not gonna stab the whole Abbott family in the back to get Jack back though.
Well,
Well, she
Which
yeah,
is what
did
that's
she'd
have
have
true.
to.
to.
That's
That's what she'd
true.
have to do. If she go along with whatever this is Tucker got doing, she
Yeah.
not just screwing over Jack. She's screwing over Kyle, Tracy,
Well, maybe
all
she
of
can
them.
add some her own addendums in there, but I want her to clap back to Jack because I just hate the way he treats her like that. And Jack, he's so snub. He pisses me off because he just so these women can come and use and abuse Jack. And now it's that. Well, I love Diane. I want to keep the peace because of the children. Fuck the children.
Well,
You
I
know what I'm
will
saying? Them
say
some
he
grown
did.
ass children.
He did get Ashley to pull up short and realize that this little fight issue you having with Diane and wanting her out of
Hmm.
town, that Tucker is using that. He is using
Well,
that to get it to whatever ends that he wants. It ain't got shit
Ashley
to
can
do with
take care
him.
of herself. She can take care of herself,
Well,
though. I
she
want
had
Ashley to
to
take care of
she
herself.
had to stop and think about it and realize that yes, Tucker is up. Tucker is not just trying to, flatter and win her back. He has his
Yeah.
own agenda and she needs to remember that.
And she's smart. She will. Now, what I want Ashley to gain, though, is all of the information and make up her own mind because Ashley is no dummy either. And she had Jabot. She was running Jabot once, and she can do it again, God dog it.
Mhm.
Well, she could, but that's the thing. Tucker was very clear. This isn't a case of him getting Jabot and giving it to her as a gift. He will own Jabot. He just wants her to run it.
Now, I want see
So,
Ashley can come out of this on top of it all. She can come out of it on top on Tucker and have Jabot. She's smart. I watched her pull it off. I want my girl to do it again. I love Ashley. I
Me
love
too.
her. I love
I
Jack
love
too.
Ashley too. I just don't want her to stab the whole family in the back
I
thinking she's gonna
don't,
play
but Jack,
Tucker.
I want Jack to get because I hate when he get like this. Jack can be arrogant, darling. You know that.
Jack is arrogant. He's an
You
ass.
Mhm.
know. I hate when he get like that. I need her to slap him back down, baby. That's all I got.
Mm-mm-mm.
I just want her to. I
So
just want
it's
somebody to
nine.
say because
It,
Phyllis told him, but Phyllis was doing it all for the wrong reasons. Phyllis' thing was once I out Diane, he gonna take me back, and Diane will be history. No, ma'am, it don't work that way. But I do want somebody to pull Jack back off of his cloud, baby, and pull him back down to everybody else level.
And
Yeah,
on
that's
that
all
note,
I
it
got.
looks like we done hit 9:02.
Okay. We had a great show, ladies.
Yeah,
We did.
nice little chat tonight for it to be our last little conversation
I
before
know.
28th. But we'll do spaces. So if you guys follow us on, hell, Twitter's supposed
We'll
to be dead
we'll
by
do spaces.
Yes.
We'll do spaces if Twitter is still working
Okay.
over the holiday. Let's
Okay.
put it like that.
And if Spaces taps out, you guys can find me on Facebook because we can do Facebook Lives and we can stream those, but I have to do it on the back end. So we still have options. If Twitter goes down before the show comes back, just just go and follow me on Facebook because that's the only way I'm going to be able to find you guys again is on Facebook.
Oh,
So,
and Bubbles does have an Instagram too.
and I
Yeah, I gotta find you on Insta too. Yeah,
and a
yeah.
TikTok, and I posted that tonight. So I posted all of my links to where you guys can find me. find me and follow me, and we'll keep the show going. I mean, Twitter won't be the end of it, but y'all, I just had a panic moment because I don't think nobody thought about this. We fixing to lose Black Twitter.
I know it's gonna be a tragedy.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to the. We cannot lose Black Twitter before Thanksgiving. That's a what do they call an establishment?
It's an established holiday. No low vibration
Yeah.
plates or nothing.
Yeah.
Like you do your Thanksgiving and you run to Twitter to get all the memes and to contribute your part of it. This is something that we've been doing for as long as I've been on Twitter. I know, y'all. So I'm panicking a little bit. The people.
I think the whole site is panicking. If you look at the tags, oof, child. It's
Yeah,
we
everybody's scared.
we all on the Titanic, and we all know what the hell to do.
Child, I'm gonna climb up on my piece of board.
You can
I am not gonna.
to when I'm getting a boat.
What you say, Sam?
My bougie ass is fixing to be in a boat. I'm not fixing to be trying to
I'm
take
boats hanging or what floats, whatever they got, baby. But I am not about to be in that water, honey.
And of course, Pop Basin just posted that reports of outages with Twitter are skyrocketing. Because here's the thing, y'all. I mean, we joke a lot because let's be honest, on Twitter, we will joke until the end. But the thing is, there are two Twitters, okay? There's the Twitter that we use as the public, and there's the Twitter that the engineers who work the place use.
And that shit is down.
Yeah, that's what they said. They said that shit is not working. So that means that as go our version, so goes your version.
And let me tell you something else. I just shared the tweet on Facebook because my Facebook friends are not really keeping up with it. But the guy that was the one who was managing the badges, they fired him. His name is Alex Cohen. I was laid. He wrote this 2 hours ago. I was laid off from Twitter this afternoon. I was in charge of managing badge access to Twitter offices. Elon just called me and asked if I could come back to help them regain access to headquarters as they shut off all badges and accidentally locked themselves out.
You see? What did I say? And I know I'm not gonna say it in the yard because of the disclaimers, but I told y'all Elon needs to lay off of it for a little while.
2 hours ago. This will be the last thing, but 2 hours ago. There are people stuck in the Twitter
Better put that white tiger down.
So this is from 2 hours ago. There are like 50 people stuck in a Twitter parking garage in Sunnyvale right now. The barrier arm won't go up because their badges are disabled. Someone in facilities management is supposedly bringing them a Sawzall. That was 2 hours ago. The people were trapped in the damn parking garage. Y'all.
Did he go back and let them out, Bubbles?
I guess so. They said somebody was getting a Sawzall. I guess they cut their way out.
Oh,
this
my
is
God.
Okay, you know what? And here we are thinking that, there'll never be another disaster like the Titanic. Oh, yes, there will be on social media.
Well, but at least ain't nobody dead this time. So
exactly.
Watch it closely.
I mean, I don't know. They're trapped in the doggone garage. I mean, hey, anything can happen.
Everybody, oh Lord, Netflix then tweeted, this feels like the last 20 minutes of Don't Look Up right now. It's showing the hell.
Netflix is commenting. Oh, you know.
Everybody in it. Everybody posting their alternates because this isn't just us joking and having rumors. This is literally, the asteroid's there and we might as well go have dinner and apple pie and coffee.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, when I'm going,
funny enough, I have apple pie in my kitchen.
I don't have any, darling. Send some my way.
Okay.
Well, all right, guys. I'm gonna go over here and see if I can't get the show on MySpace too, because we gonna really need a backup. If everybody is talking about how Twitter is gone, yeah, people talking about they going back to MSN boards and shit. We gonna have to find our way back to each other in these
I'm
social.
not going to a board, Bubbles. I don't even know how to use a board.
I hereby
So
I hereby name this entire incident the Great Scattering.
Yes, this is a scattering. This is just like when they brought us over from Africa and just threw us to the wind, and we couldn't find our people no more.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Oh, God.
Couldn't understand English and they changed his name, changed our names too.
And that's us, because people out here talking about we can go to Mastodon. I ain't never even heard of that before. You want me to go to somewhere I ain't never even heard of before? And then they said Mastodon is like Twitter, but with more steps. I'm too
We can
old.
go to Instagram, Bubbles. We're not gonna make it difficult. We just gonna go move on over. We wake up the weekend and Twitter is gone. We just gonna go on over there to Insta. I will see you. I'm gonna follow you tonight.
I'm just skeptical. I did not think that we would make it to Christmas. Damn, Elon.
I'm already crying, y'all.
Just I know, because I don't want to lose my Twitter. I was ready to pay the $8. Like, I'm comfortable on Twitter. I mean, I didn't care, but I didn't want to leave. I don't want to leave the platform, but you know,
No, they are playing fucking taps for Twitter. I can't no more. Let me go. I gotta get the show downloaded by 9:30 so I can take my ass to bed. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Bubbles.
All right. Y'all have a good night.
You guys out there in YouTube, make sure that you're following the show so that you can stay with us even when Twitter is gone.
Because drinks the day after will live on.
It will.
That's right.
Good night,
That's
guys.
what the people want to hear. Good night, Bubbles.
Good night, y'all.
Did Sam start snowing on us on the end? Bubbles, when we get to the end, I heard something, but then I didn't hear anymore, but I heard some noises. It could have just been our phone.
Yeah, I think it was
Check it out. Check it out.
Good night, guys.
Bye,
Good night,
ladies.
guys.